Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Miss Taylor.
And I'm Mrs O'Connor.
We are the English Key Stage 1 leaders and we are responsible for supporting children with English at the early stages of their development.
Reading is a high priority at Milton Mount School, and now more than ever we need to work together to enable children to become more confident readers. Research shows that children who don't learn to read by the end of Year 3 are likely to remain poor readers for the rest of their lives, and they're likely to fall behind in other academic areas too.
The most important and crucial stage with beginning to read is phonics. At Milton Mount, we use the scheme Song of Sounds. Phonics underpins all reading and is the quickest route for decoding words. As we previously said, phonics is crucial to your child's reading. At Milton Mount, we do Song of Sounds, which is 3 songs that contains all the sounds that your child needs to know. Now, you might want to learn these songs at home with your child so that you can learn the sounds too. We'll attach the links after this video so that you can learn and join in with them at home. Another thing you might hear your child's teacher mention a lot is what is segmenting and blending. Segmenting is when you break down the word, for example, k, at. Blending is when you put it back together again, cat. And this is what helps your child learn to read by breaking up the sounds and putting them back together again.
One of the things that is really important when supporting your children with phonics is to use pure sounds when you're pronouncing them. So, for example, d instead of d, or b instead of b, because actually those sounds then transfer into the children's writing, and when they're blending it's really difficult to hear what the word is if they're ending with a little on the end. So k instead of k and things like that.
At Milton Mount, your child will take home a reading pack every Friday which will contain a coloured banded reading book, a library book, and I know some of you over the years have received sound mats. Now we know with COVID and things going missing that some of you may have misplaced these over the years. So we will be sending new ones out really shortly into your child's reading pack, and these will be really helpful when it comes to reading and writing at home. How to use your pack at home. Now, we don't send home new coloured books every single day. We believe that it's important that children build up fluency and pace and comprehension whilst reading a book. Now, when you have a coloured book, the first time your child reads the book, they'll be really working on that decoding, that segmenting, and understanding the words that are in the book. Like, does your child know what a T-Rex is? And they're really good discussions to have at home. The second time your child reads the book, they'll be getting quicker, they'll have more fluency and pace, they might remember some of the words that they read with you the day before. By the time they read it with you the third time, they'll be getting really, really good, and they'll start remembering the story that you've been looking at all week. And that's where that comprehension comes in, and you can start discussing what's happened in the book. Now, if you have a sound mat at home, you can use this to play fun games as well. You can splat the sounds, you can go through the tricky words, and this again will really support your child's reading. The library book that your child selects every week is just a chance for you to share really lovely picture books together. It's a chance for your child to learn new words, hear how stories should be read, and also just enjoy spending time with you and sharing books together. Every Friday, your child needs to return their reading pack with their library book inside and their coloured book. This then enables your teacher to check that you've been reading 5 times a week and enables your child to move along the planets. Please can we ask that you try and keep the books inside the plastic wallets so there's not any damage. If you lose a book or any damage does happen, there will be a fine. That is so that we can keep our book stock and our books looking lovely for you to enjoy and share at home.
So, as I'm sure you're aware, the expectation at Milton Mount is that you read and share books with your children at least 5 times per week. So in reception, when they're at those really early stages of reading, we absolutely want you to write down in the yellow reading diary the books that you're sharing together. It doesn't have to be an essay, it can just be the date and the title of the book that you've read. If you wanted to add anything exciting in there, like they knew what the word meant or something like that, that would be lovely. By the time they come into year 1, the majority of children are able to read, and into year 2, so we would like to have recorded so we know what they're reading at home to you, rather than sharing those picture books together. However, we do want you to keep sharing those lovely picture books. All children love listening to stories, and that's where they get their most exciting and interesting vocabulary from, and their speaking and listening skills are working there as well too. What is the journey to Pluto? You may have heard your children talking about it, as they are super excited about it when they come to school. All the reading that you do at home and that you write in their yellow reading diaries, the teachers count up how many books you've shared together at home, and then they come out into the year 2 shared area to move along the planets. Every child has got an astronaut with their name on and their photo, and they're really excited. They've read 15 books at home, they can fly their little astronaut along to the next planet in the solar system, and then they read another 15 books and they can move along to the next planet until they've read 135 books and they reach Pluto. When they reach Pluto, there are some exciting rewards, and the children are very proud to wear a badge to say that they've reached Pluto.
Okay, Bug Club. Bug Club was bought originally during our pandemic when your child didn't have access to coloured books at home. It's a online subscription where your child has access to loads of books at their right colour, and I'm going to show you how to use it now. Okay, first of all you want to go into Google and you type in Bug Club. Bug Club won't actually come up straight away. You need to click onto the link that says Active Learn Login. And then it will take you to a page that looks like this. You log in. You want to type in your child's username and password. If you do not have this, then please speak to your child's class teacher, and our code is 7QJX. And then we click sign in. It will take you to a page that looks just like this. If you go onto My Stuff at the top, this is where all your books are stored, and these are the books that you haven't read yet. So you will see that each book is given a different amount of coins. The more coins there are, the harder the book. So I'm just going to click on one here. It will open up and look like this. There is a beginning page where you can go through some words that might appear in the book, and there might be some tricky words for them to discuss if your child's not sure what the meaning is of those words. But if you are busy, your child can just get straight on with reading this independently. If your child really struggles with reading, there is a read to me. So, if they're struggling to read that page, they could click on this button at the bottom, but obviously we want to encourage them to try and read it themselves. So we click next, and it takes you into the book. So your child can read through the book, and then this is where they can start to earn their coins. If they come across a little yellow book like this is where there are comprehension questions. This is the fantastic thing about Bug Club, is that it asks the children questions, so we're making sure they're understanding what they read as well. So if you click on here at the top, it will read you the question.
What did Dan have lots of? Click on one picture.
And then they can click on one, and then they can click done. And then if they get it right, fantastic.
Let's go back to the book.
And then you can just go back to the book, and then you can just keep going through, keep reading, keep finding bugs and collecting coins. When you get to the end of the book, just keep whizzing through, you can click on the X in the corner. And now you can see I've only answered one question, so I've only done one of my bugs. Really, you want your child to answer all the questions in the story. If you don't have enough time, you can close the book and you can go back to it, and you can see that you've already started that book. Okay. Now, when you've finished a book, you might like to go back and read it again, and that will then take you to your library. So all the books that you've read before will go into your library. I haven't read any yet, so that's why there's nothing in there. Now, this is the bit that your child's really going to enjoy. Every time they read a book and they answer the questions, they collect coins, and this is their treasure chest. At the moment, I've only got 10 coins. The more they read, the more coins they earn. And this is where they can go to My Rewards. There are loads of things they can do on here, like games, there's sticker books. It just goes on and on and on. So they get to choose whatever they like to spend their coins on. I know lots of my children like to play the racing game, but you can see the racing game is 8 coins. So you need to make sure your child's reading, earning those coins in order to play the games as well. But that is how you use Book Club.
We appreciate that you families are super busy after school, and finding that right time to share a book together can sometimes be tricky. As a busy working mum myself, I've had to fit things in at all sorts of strange times. It could be waiting in the car to pick up a sibling, or at your swimming lessons, or whilst you're cooking the dinner you're listening to just a couple of pages even of their reading book. It doesn't have to be a big half an hour slogging it out, finishing the whole book. It could just be a couple of pages. Keep little and often does make the most impact.
We will be holding a Zoom for any further questions that you may have. So please keep an eye out for the day on Parent Mail, Class Dojo and Tapestry. Thank you.